Hello everybody, my name is Hendrikjan Schaap and I joined in 2018 at the end of the year, Toastmasters. And before that I was trying in my local church to give some speeches. And then the last one I just spent more or less behind the wall. But it wasn't a big success. And somebody told me, Toastmasters, that's a good place to learn how to give speeches. And I really like to give speeches. And my goal is also to motivate people and that they learn something and I share something about belief. The content, usually the content is quite okay. But then, how do you get it across to everybody here? That's something else. I started with the icebreaker, like everybody does, lots of ice. So, well, maybe you know me a bit, I like to wordplay. So I did that a lot. Ice, plenty shots, you can use it. Yes, you also always learn 3 topics. I had 3 topics. But inside I had more topics. So every topic has a lot of topics. Then, yeah, that's a beginner's mistake. It's an awesome thing. So no worries if you do that. If you have too much stuff you want to put in your icebreaker, so you want to share the world to everybody here, that's quite normal. And then, next time, try to focus a bit. That's a good thing. So that's what I did in a speech afterwards. I tried to relate a bit to the audience, talked about being in one country and coming from another one. It might be a bit strange because I'm born in this country, but my wife is from the Philippines, so basically part of my life is international. I speak and think more English sometimes than Dutch. Now that's not a bad thing, but I shouldn't forget my Dutch heritage. Then afterwards, enough talking about myself, I thought, let's grow a little bit, let's do some storytelling. And everybody knows Greenland. It's not so green. For that you have Iceland. Yeah, that's called Iceland. But Iceland, Greenland is ice and Iceland is green. How confusing. And then I continue there. And then I finish the story. Vocal variety, you don't know that stuff. Vocal variety. You can use it, you can also overuse it. I remember as a child, I went to a church, they had a play. I think I was like 5 or 6. And these people were so overacting. Even as a child I found it too much. So, too sweet is too much. It's the same with lemonade. Don't overdo it. So, it's nice to a bit of vocal variety. And sometimes you need to know to do. And then my story continued. Different speeches, even more. Talking about, I think it was mentorship. No, the communication. No, it doesn't matter that much. I had a lot of travel, or how do you call it, journey, whatever. The communication was always difficult. When I was young, beginning of high school, I couldn't even look at people in the eye. It was not in my system. And then later on, I had some problems, so I had to do some social skills training. And then you have this interesting exercise where you need to not look people in the eye. And I thought, what's this for silly exercise? It's exactly the same. And then they thought, yeah, what is different? Well, basically nothing. Oh, you didn't look people in the eye. Oh, okay. So that is apparently a normal thing to do to look people in the eye. So I'm trying that now. It's difficult. It's still difficult for me. It's not natural. But you should do that when you give a speech, otherwise. Yeah. Whereas you get lost somehow. You don't have the connection. And then something partially great happened. But for other people and for a lot of people it wasn't that great. It was COVID. Everybody needed to be careful. But for me, I could finally use the microphone and everybody could hear what I was saying. So I have other habits. I tend to, when I feel insecure, then I tend to speak inside my mouth. And it's also not helpful. That in the past it was a way of protecting. And if they don't hear what I'm saying, then they cannot really buy what I'm saying, right? Strategy sticks. But COVID, you had the microphone, everybody could hear me. Great. I was talking about the 1.5 distance rule, I was stay with that, and I could even use my local computer, my own computer. I use it to PowerPoint. Great. But I never brought it on here. I know some people did, which was great. And then I could use some PowerPoints. And then it's comfort zone. Although it is nice just to speak and not having to look everybody in the eye with just camera, something is missing. And I guess you know what, because we have talked about it already a bit. Communication is more than just words. It's like you said, it's also about the voice, and it's also about this subtle connection which you make with your audience. A long time ago, I was playing organ in the church, and there's some similar communication going on. So basically, you need to read the melody, but you also need to listen to people singing. So if you got a little bit too fast or too slow, you need to correct it, right? But you should still fine-tune it, because otherwise it can be real. You play something and they are 3 notes behind. And if you don't have that visual contact, if you don't have that feeling that I'm having now, then you might listen. So that's something I learned during COVID. So even though it's strictly 1.5 weeks a day, still I have some connection here. So I can ask you things if you want to. But I don't want to, so I continue. COVID went, and then the more speeches came. But something happened during COVID. So I got plenty of things to do, and there's nothing to do, right? So I had a baby. And then the speed went down. Lots of speeches here, and baby takes a lot of time. Less speeches, different levels. I learned some things, but still, the speed went down. That was a pity. But then we had this interesting speech that people were talking randomly through it. I forgot already what it was about, but wasn't that important. But then I went back to my original goal. Let's talk something about my belief. You could think, well, Toastmasters shouldn't talk about religion or politics, it's sensitive. I get that point, but it's also part of myself. So if I don't talk about it, then I just throw half of myself away. I also don't want that. So I'm not trying to convert you or something, but it's always good for me to share something about belief. But that's part of my identity. And that's why I did it as well. I talked about Samuel selecting the king. It's a Bible story. I also talked about my connection with the Lord, with making decisions in the past. That's important for me. And it's also part of my goal later on that I go to the church and give a sermon there. And the sermon is, there is 45 minutes, so I didn't get that far, because we had a long speech, and in the last few minutes I was already out of time. What I just wanted to say. Good job. Quite a journey, and I also did some interesting things here in Leiden. I was in the board, the secretary role, and I also took part in the contest. First time my voice was broken, so that didn't really help. Second time, I was basically second, but in the area contests, well, somebody needs to be the last, so I was the last. Maybe next time it will be better. You know, in the past, some people who Leiden Toastmasters got a good fun. You, for instance, Bruce, and then COVID messed it up. So life. So did I reach my goal? Well, I think I reached part of it, but it would be a pity if I reached it fully, because then there's nothing to learn. I can just go home and then goodbye, and then I just leave Toastmasters. It's good to have a dynamic part of it. Goals should be dynamic. So you learn things, then you find out, hey, I can learn something more, and then I broaden my goal or make it more specific. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to focus more on that convincing part. That will be a next one. How about you all? How about your goals? You've been there a while, I mean, just started. And you can see, for me it took 5.5 years to stand where I'm now, and I'm perfect speaking, so there's hope for everybody. Good luck in your journey, and I hope I could be a bit comforting you a bit along the way. And I hope you will reach your goal, at least in the very part, and continue from there. Thank you very much, sincerely.